Guys, today I want to share with you the newest journal that I've made for my Etsy shop. This is a 3-inch journal. It is a hardbound and it has 6 signatures, and there's definitely room to grow. I decided to do the 6 signatures so you had a little space to add ephemera, embellishments, and different things that you might want to add to this journal, but there's also tons of writing space in this journal too. The signatures are stitched in, it is hidden, so it's hidden behind this really pretty blue ticking fabric. On the front cover, I have this printable piece and then some lace and this little bit of floral element here. And then I just took some muslin fabric and I did some hand stitching all the way around the border. And this is just added to the front cover of the book. And then the back cover is plain. I don't have any really embellishments or anything on this. But like I said, as you can see, it is a 3-inch spine, so it's a bit chunkier than some of the albums I've made before. But I thought it would be nice, again, to just have some extra room in the journal to add extra stuff in. So I'll show you what the journal looks like. I don't have the number of pages, but they will be in my Etsy shop. I forgot to count that before I started this video, but if you need those details, they will be in the Etsy description. And my Etsy store is in the link below, so you can definitely get to that if you're interested in this journal. So like I said, it is a hardcover, and I use that same blue ticking on the inside too. I really, really love this fabric. The printables that I used for this were from My Porch Prints and probably some other shops as well. And if I remember them as I'm going through the book, I will let you guys know. But the main elements are from My Porch Prints. She has one of my favorite Etsy shops ever. I just love her digital papers. They're just gorgeous. And it is kind of like a foresty, birdy, mushroomy theme for this particular album or this journal. So as I flip through, I'll just kind of show you the different things. I have this piece of kind of ledger. This is just a printable from another shop that I have I've downloaded from. I have this beautiful butterfly. I have lots of pieces of trims and things like that in this particular album. This is a pocket. And we have this little journaling card, and it's got just some stitching around it and then some place to journal. And that just slips in there. And then there's lots of coffee dyed paper through this album. Lots of places, like I said, lots of journaling cards and places to journal. You can journal on the back of that. I have a lot of my embellishment clusters in this particular album, and which is something that I like to do anyway in the albums, is add the embellishment clusters. And for this one, I did add some embroidery, hand-stitched embroidery, some machine stitching, some lace, vintage papers, some printables. And then throughout this whole entire album, I did add stickles, which is just like this little glittery stuff. And it's kind of hard to see on this one. I just added a little accent to this flower. But you're going to see throughout the entire album that I have this hand embroidery and some of those stickles just to add a little sparkle to this particular journal. So as I go through here, I have some of this yellow paper here. I have, like I said, coffee dyed paper. I have a bunch of tags that are paper clipped in to this book. So they're just really simple tags. And they have some of this vintage trim down here. And on the back, there's definitely a lot of room more for journaling. This page is an old dictionary page, and I just used a piece of vellum that I did some printables on. This is from Roxy Creations, one of her pages from her Etsy shop. And then this just paper clips on here. And then this opens up. Sorry, I bumped you guys. And this is just a little piece of that, like I said, dictionary paper. We have a little tuck spot here. Here's another one of the clusters with the hand embroidery on it. And some washi tape. Some of this paper is pretty fragile, so I did use washi tape on those papers to make sure that, that they didn't tear or anything like that. So as you flip through, again, some more writing space, lots of writing space. Here's a little tuck with some journaling cards in it. So you can write on the back of those. Again, one of the clusters. It has some more of that glitter sparkly stickles on it. So like I said, it's kind of hard to see in the camera, but you can kind of see the glitter on the wings of the bird and some more hand stitching around that ticket. Then this is also, I think, a tuck. Yes, there's a tuck here, so you can add stuff to this. Again, some more writing space. Here's another little tuck space here, the back of that vintage looking ledger paper, another cluster. More of that gorgeous printable paper. Here is a pocket that has a little bit of embellishment on it. I just did some stitching on some of that yellow paper, and then more glitter on here. I have two journaling spots. One is a journaling card and then a tag, obviously. And then you can see there's lots of room on the back. These tags, I did add a grommet on them, so you can see that there's a grommet. And then this is, what's sari silk. So that's some recycled sari silk. Here's another little cluster. This one's just glued down totally on here. Another piece of that vintage printable kind of paper. We have some hand-dyed paper that has some doily prints on it. Here's another little pocket. This one has all kinds of goodies in it. So I have 4 different tags in this one. You can just see it's like a staggered pocket. And so we have little journaling tags here, and they just have spots to journal on. These are embellished a little bit with some fabric and some stitching. You can see, and then the back has a little bit more collaging on it. This one just has some fabric on the top, and again, just a really pretty piece here that's a rose, and again, I have those stickles on there. So that these just tuck in these pockets. So again, even though this has a lot of embellishments in this album or this journal, there is lots of space to journal for sure. So just moving along, more pockets. I did some more hand stitching here with some cheesecloth and some pretty pink floss. And then I have some more journaling cards. Some of these journaling cards are just simple and plain, and they do have a backing. And then other ones I did do more embellishing on. So like this one here is another one where I added some hand embroidery, some old coffee dyed linen here. And then the back is just a simple butterfly. Here's another one where I added some stickles to it, if you can see that. And then this one has a little tuck spot and some stitched ruffles here. And again, more journaling. You can journal here, back of this. And this is just glued down to make a little tuck. And then this fits back in this pocket here. And then you can also journal on the back of this. So again, lots and lots of journaling space. Another tag that's just clipped in so you can pull it out and journal on it. And this is actually as one of the, it's a flippy, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a tag it's attached, so it flips over the page. So you can add it on one side and the other side. So I just stick it here because I thought it looked pretty on this piece of vintage printable, and just has a little paper clip to hold it in place. More of that pretty paper. Another just collage embellishment here. Another collage, another one of those tags. Again, just really simple. It's got some trim and some fabric on it, and another place to journal. And that just clips on. More tags. And a little tuck spot here. I really like this printable. It's pretty eggs right here. Another little tuck spot with some fabric, and I did some some machine stitching around this tag. And then we have the pretty butterfly on the back, and then just a little tab with the fabric tab. This just tucks in here. Here are more journaling cards. This one I embellished with a vintage stamp and some fabric on here, and just did some collaging with the printable. And this back, this opens up and it's an envelope. So you can see here, it's just really pretty backing on that. I absolutely love this paper. I can't remember where I got this paper from, but it is stunning. I absolutely love that paper. And then this just folds back, and you just kind of do that, like, I don't know what this fold's called, but they just tuck in there, and then it will stay closed like that. This is just another journaling card that I added some stickles on. And then that's some collage back there. And then this is just another simple plain journaling card. So those all tuck in there. And again, more writing space. I love that that vintage stamp on here, actually. I think that's really pretty. The purple went really nice with the purples and kind of pinky colors in this journal. So that just tucks in. Moving on, just another little embellishment. Here is another little piece here that clips on the side. And so it's a journaling card, and it has some fabric that's stitched, so it kind of makes a booklet. And when you open it up, there's journaling space here, and then there's also a tuck with another journaling card that has some stitching around the edge, and just some really simple clustering with some fabric and some paper. And again, lots of journaling space here. And it just tucks in, and then you can put it over the edge of a page, or you can tuck it in a pocket, either way. I like it kind of over the page. I think it just makes a fun, interesting element as you're going through the album. More journaling space. Another one of those clusters again with my embroidery, if you can see that. So you got some vintage lace here and some hand stitching and some machine stitching on this one. I do have, I think, 2 little booklets in this album. So you get this journal, but then you have 2 little mini journals as well. So this is just one with papers in it. You have just some coffee paper. This is some old spelling book paper. And then I think we have some of this straw paper as well. And again, I just stitched these in with some linen thread, added some stickles on some of the die cuts, or the embellishments here. And that's a cute little journal. You could take this on the go. Like, let's say you are going to go to the store or go out with friends, and you don't want to take this whole entire journal with you. You could take one of these little booklets, jot down your notes and things like that, and then come back and then write in your journal. And then this is just a tuck spot that I had fussy cut out here. Just some added details with some of the fabric and some vintage lace. More journaling space. Here's another pocket, 2 places to add some things. So this is a journaling card, and it's got a little bit of collaging on the back with some machine stitching, butterfly, lots of journaling space. This is actually an envelope, and I added some of the stickles to this too. And so this envelope just opens up, and then you can add anything you want in here. I didn't add anything, so you guys can add whatever you would like to the envelope. And then these just tuck back into this pocket. This pocket also has some hand stitching on it. I'll bring this up so you guys can see it a little closer. So you can see the hand stitching and the fabric and the butterfly. Really like this pocket. I like the texture of that hand stitching. Some more pages. Here's another little just embellishment piece on a piece of antique dictionary paper, just some collaging and a printable from the kit. This is a really pretty little pocket and holds one of the tags that has the fabric topper on it. Another place for journaling. That just tucks in. Maybe. Tucks into here. And you can see, I really like this flower on this pocket. And I add some stickles on it too, and it really just isn't picking up on the camera. But I had some fabric, some little with cheesecloth, and then a word strip there. This is some hand-dyed coffee paper that just has polka dots on it and a little printable. Here is a really pretty envelope, again with another vintage stamp on it, some Tracy Fox labels. So that is from a printable from Tracy Fox. Just some stitched on fabric, and then the butterfly has some stickles, like I said. So this one I do have some little pieces in here, and really what it is just some folded up vintage printables that I thought were really pretty that you could use in your album. And so that's just a really simple page there. And then this one is also just a folded vintage printable. So you can see and do a lot of journaling there. And those just tuck into this envelope. The envelope is backed, so it has this really pretty, I don't know, like, it looks like fabric or curtainy material. I really like that background there. And then that just tucks into this little tuck spot here. Again, I did another one of these clusters. I did a little bit of hand stitching on here, machine stitching, some vintage lace, a printable. And so that just tucks up in that spot there. More journaling space. Another one of those clusters. So I got another cluster with some of the vintage trim. More of that dictionary paper. This is a German dictionary, so it's really pretty. I love the font on this. See if you can see that. So I love that font, that Germany looking font that's you see in a lot of old German books. Another place to tuck some things. So I have 2 journaling cards in here, just real simple. This one is kind of collaged and stitched with some writing lines, and this is just plain. So they just tuck here in this little spot. Then I have another little pocket here and has 2 things to write on. This is just a real simple journaling card. This is another tag that has a grommet at the top and some a collaging, and then the back is open for you to add some journaling to. This just tucks in here with this one. And then this one also has more embellishments on it. So you have the cheesecloth, the vintage button, some of the butterfly printables. Moving along, another one of those clusters with some little French knots on there that are hand sewn. And then I have this cute little pocket with a raccoon on it. I thought that was adorable. Just got some stitched cheesecloth on there. And then we have 2 tags. And the 2 little tags here. And then one has this little fabric topper to it. And then we have, again, just the back. This is Collage, the Tracy Fox label. I just had these printables from a kit that I've downloaded off of Etsy. I have a lot of printables that are florals, and I can't remember where I all got each one from because I just kind of mixed them all together. But there's several shops that you can buy digital printables of flowers. So, and then I just did some real simple little cross stitch there to add the little fabric tab on. These tuck in here. This is also on a vintage printable. I have this little bookmark in here. Just real simple, some collaging and a place to journal so you can keep your spot in your journal. Another pocket. Got a simple journaling card here, and then one that has a more collage on it, and a little bit of stickles, and another grommet with some sari silk at the top. And just the back is plain. This tucks in. I have a little ruffle of fabric and some vellum ruffle. I thought that was really pretty. Gives some added texture with some machine stitching on it. Another pocket with several journaling spots, another tag, a journaling card. This one is a little more interactive. It's got a little tuck spot with these 2 little things here that you can add journaling on. So that's really fun. I like having some of the stuff more interactive so you can kind of get surprises when you're playing with the journal or looking at the journal. And then you also have just the simple journaling card here that is plain on the back. All that tucks in the pocket. And this is just a simple, cute little fairy pocket with some butterflies and a fairy on it. More of that German dictionary paper. Here is just a journaling card that I added some fabric to the side. And I had this off to the side so it looks kind of like it's sticking out the edge, and I think that's really pretty. More collaging, places to journal as well. And then a really pretty cluster with some more of that hand stitching. So you can see here with the vintage lace and a printable and just some clustering of papers. And you can see how that I just have that tucked out the edge so that it kind of shows on the edge of the paper. Here's just another dictionary page with some collaging on it. Here's another one of those little pockets, and it has a little tag with a fabric topper to it. More spots to journal. Here's another pocket, another place that has some collaging with some trims and such. A little journal card. Here's another one. These are pretty simple journaling cards. This one just has a little extra piece here for collage to add a little interest to it. And this is another one of those envelopes. This one is also not filled, so you can fill it with whatever you would like. Again, more spots to tuck little goodies or some more private journaling. Those are perfect spots for that. Another little tuck spot and a journaling card. I think this one's really sweet with a little fairy girl. I think she's so pretty. So that's that one. And this is some more vintage printable music paper. Another pocket. This one, this journal is filled with pockets. So I have 2 things here, a little journaling card and then a tag that has, again, some sparkle on it. And then the back is plain for you to journal whatever you would like. And then these just fit in here. Oh, and here I did add some of this really fun embossed packaging, this brown paper packaging. I did some embossing with an embossing folder, and I just love how that turned out. I actually saw that technique on Wendy's Journal Adventures, I think is what the channel is called. And I thought that was so pretty, so I've been using that in the album. I think there's a couple other spots I just probably didn't show that I have some more of that paper. Here's another cluster with a butterfly and just some stickles again. Here's another tag that's just clipped on here with a little curly clip. And again, just some collaging, some fabric detail, and then a place for journaling. Lots of journaling space here. Here's a piece of paper that you can journal on as well, some lined paper. This is also some hand-dyed coffee paper that has kind of what is it, tree kind of thing on it. Like you can see kind of like the tree bark. More journaling spots. Another tuck. So this is just a real simple pocket here. Here's a journaling card that has, again, some stickles on it. And then it has some embellishing with a vintage button here and just some collaging. Again, some place for you to journal. This is just a really simple journal card that has just nothing, and it's plain for you to do some journaling. And then here is an altered envelope that I have, and I did some collaging on it, the front and the back. And then you can open it up and again put goodies in here. I left it blank so you can add whatever you would like to the envelope. And that just all tucks back in. And then here's that second little mini journal I was telling you guys about. And again, it's just stitched in with some linen thread, and it has various papers in it. Some old German, I think it's maybe from like a magazine. But you can see here, it's just little papers and then a little booklet. And like I said, it's got stickles on it and it's sewed in. And this just tucks behind this little fussy cut floral detail here. And I think that looks really pretty, and some more ruffles. And then that is the back of the journal. So that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed the flip through. If you're interested in purchasing the journal, there will be a link below in the description. You can go to my Etsy shop and purchase this. And then I will also have more details about number of pages and things like that on my Etsy description. So hopefully you enjoyed everything. If you have any questions about this, or you want to see something that I made a little closer in depth, just let me know. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.